Hello everyone, welcome to 9-Inch Charge, Dan here, and today we're going to do another WARSCROLL review, and we're going to have a look at what is actually my favourite model in the entire Citadel range, and that is the NOMAD Prince. Everybody has a favourite model, whether it be big or small, and this is mine. And I could go into lots and lots of detail about why I think the model is fantastic and why he suits the range so well, but actually today we're going to focus on the WARSCROLL. So let's have a look at the rules for this princely elf on foot and see if he's worth including in your army. Just before we begin, if you like this video, if you enjoy the WARSCROLL reviews, or if you're a fan of the NOMAD Prince like I am, please drop this video a like. It really means a lot and it helps the channel grow and helps people find these videos. Also, if you're someone who's been enjoying the AOS content on this channel and you haven't yet subscribed, or if you're new and you like what you see, please consider clicking the subscribe button. It does mean a lot and it really helps us out. It is the task of the Nomad Princes to lead the host of the Wanderers against their many enemies. Masters of the forest and fen, they guide their kin along ancient paths to battle, directing their arrows and blades to purge the corrupted and the unclean. The Nomad Prince has a move of 6 inches, a save of 3+, a bravery of 8, 5 wounds, and costs 110 points. Straight away, he's quicker than the average hero on foot with 6 inches. That's because he's an elf, so he's 1 point quicker than a human. He's a bit quicker than a Stormcast. The 3+ save is what stands out for me, because we all know with all out defense we can make this a 2+ save, and then all of a sudden you've got a hero who is actually pretty hardy. He's armed with a Starlight Spear, which has a range of 2 inches, 4 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, a rend of 1, and a damage characteristic of 2. This makes him no slouch in combat, with the potential to cause 8 wounds on your opponents a turn. His attack profile is about in line for units of his points cost. If you compare him to the Free Guild General, who's got 1 more point of rend but 1 less attack, they pretty much even out. His WARSCROLL comes with 2 abilities, and the first one we're going to look at is Lord of the Deepwood Host. Nomad Princes command the forest armies of the Wanderers with great cunning and merciless aggression. You can use this command ability at the start of your shooting phase or at the start of the combat phase. If you do so, pick 1 friendly hero with this command ability until the end of that phase. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by friendly Wanderer units whilst they are wholly within 12 inches of that hero. A unit cannot benefit from this command ability more than once per phase. So basically, this is an all-out attack that you can get for free. Because this ability is not all-out attack, you can do this on Wanderer units, and then you can use all-out attack on some other units. To be honest with you, there aren't too many Wanderer units around that are brilliant. The Wildwood Rangers are good against monsters, which is great in this current meta, but they are situational. Personally, I think that you're going to want to use this on the Sisters of the Watch. They hit on 3s normally. With this ability, then they'll be hitting on 2s, and that's more hits going through, and they cause mortal wounds on 6s. So the more hits you get through, the more chances you have to roll to wound, and then you can start getting those mortal wounds out. He also makes Wanderers units battle line, so you could take him and a unit of Sisters of the Watch if you wanted, but their unit can have a champion and can do all-out attack anyway. So I don't know, it's kind of situational, and I don't know how vital it is. It's nice that he buffs units from his own kin though. And the final ability, and the real secret reason why you'd want to take a Nomad Prince in your army, is the Harrying Bird of Prey. The Princes of the Forest train hunting hawks to scout ahead of their armies, plucking out the eyes of unsuspecting foes. In your hero phase, you can pick 1 enemy hero within 16 inches of this model. Until your next hero phase, subtract 1 from casting, dispelling, unbinding rolls for that model, and subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by that model. Now, what is so superb about this is that you just pick a unit within 16 inches, and it just happens. You don't have to roll, you just say, right, that unit is getting all these debuffs. So, for example, if you're standing across from Archaon on the tabletop, and you have a humble Nomad Prince within 16 inches of him, all of a sudden, Archaon is -1 to hit for all of his attacks, and it just says, and that does include ranged attacks as well as melee as well, just in case you're interested. And Archaon is also a wizard, so now until the start of my next hero phase, he's -1 from casting, dispelling, and unbinding. I think this can be really game-changing, and it can really reduce the potency of some really important characters, and now especially in 3rd edition when there's so many monsters around, a -1 hit debuff to monsters, and then put all-out defense on your unit so you've got +1 save, all of a sudden you're going to weather these monsters or heroes or God's attacks really, really well, much better than you had, and all for 110 points. Don't think this ability is that situational. I think it's quite universal, as I said, because of the meta. But you still don't see him in a lot of lists, if I'm honest, probably because he's a wanderer and there isn't too much space for wanderers in the current meta at the moment, but hopefully that will change. But in the comments, if you would let me know if you do take a Nomad Prince, or if you had taken a Nomad Prince, shout out to Tempest Wargaming, because I know that he's had really great success with his Nomad Prince, and especially against Archaon actually. Do want to do a Wanderer rundown with Tempest Wargaming at some point in the future, so watch this space, and we're going to try and go through all of the War Scrolls for Wanderers and what they're like. But me being in the UK and Tempest Wargaming in New Zealand has made it difficult so far, but I'm hopeful, I've got my fingers crossed, that one day we will do a Wanderer rundown. So, as I said, watch this space. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.